There is a freedom that comes when we stop trying to change others, when we let go of the urge to shape them into something they are not. This is not a surrender of care or love. It is instead a profound act of love and acceptance. By allowing others to be as they are, we are not merely accepting them, we are embracing our own freedom. In this moment, you might feel the subtle release of tension in your body as you recognize that you are no longer bound by expectations of how others should behave or how their actions should affect you. This is the first step toward profound peace. To allow others to be as they are means to let go of the stories we tell ourselves about how things should be. It's about relinquishing the belief that we know better than others, or that they must change in order for us to feel safe, comfortable, or at ease. We often think that if we could just fix them, their pain would disappear, or they would behave in ways that are more comfortable for us. But when we engage in this pattern, we are only creating more suffering for ourselves and for them. It is essential to recognize that every person is on their own journey, shaped by their experiences, their choices, and their unique path. And we too are on our own journey. When we stop projecting our expectations onto others, we open up space for them to be who they truly are, free from the weight of our judgment. The same freedom we offer others can be returned to us in the most unexpected ways, often giving us a deeper sense of peace and connection. Take a moment now to soften the shoulders. Let your breath settle into a rhythm that feels soothing. Feel the release of the tension that may have built up, and allow yourself to let go of any judgments you've been holding on to about others. The practice of allowing others to be as they are can start with something as simple as breathing into this moment and accepting it fully. This practice is an invitation to trust. Trust that when we let go of the need to control, we are opening the door to greater ease, both within ourselves and in our relationships. As you sit with this thought, notice how your body feels in response. Maybe there is a softening in your chest or a lightness in your heart as you let the idea settle in. When we allow others to be as they are, we are not only offering them freedom, but we are also setting ourselves free. Free from the heavy burden of expectation, free from the need to change the world around us, free to experience life as it is in all its imperfect beauty. The desire to control others often stems from a deep underlying fear, fear of the unknown, fear of not being enough, fear of being hurt. It's natural for the mind to seek control, to attempt to shape the world around us so that it feels safer, more predictable. But this desire to control, when left unchecked, can create walls between us and the people we love. It can turn relationships into battlegrounds where we are constantly trying to mold others to fit into our idea of what they should be. This approach, however, does not bring peace. It creates more turmoil, both within us and in our relationships. To recognize that the need for control is rooted in fear is the first step in releasing it. When we understand that the core of our urge to control is a desire for security, we can begin to approach these feelings with compassion. We can give ourselves permission to feel vulnerable without needing to grasp tightly onto the actions or behaviors of others. Vulnerability in this context is not a weakness. It is an invitation to be present with what is, without the need to change it. In this gentle acceptance, we can begin to understand the true meaning of love, love when free of control, is pure and expansive. It's the kind of love that allows others to grow into the fullness of who they are without imposing our expectations or judgments. And when we offer this love, we create a space where others can flourish. They are no longer confined by the walls of our expectations, and they are free to evolve and change in their own time and way. Take a moment to breathe deeply and notice the sensations in your body. Feel the rise and fall of your chest as you inhale and exhale. Imagine this breath as a symbol of freedom. Each inhale a gentle reminder that you are safe to be who you are, and each exhale a release of the need to control or change anything outside of yourself. When we let go of control, we allow the flow of life to carry us forward. This flow is not something to fear. It is the natural rhythm of the universe, guiding us toward greater connection, understanding, and peace. We don't have to try to force the flow. All we need to do is trust that it is there, always moving us in the right direction. Trusting the flow means releasing the desire to control outcomes and instead leaning into the comfort of surrender. Releasing the need to control others can be one of the most liberating actions we take. It frees us from the emotional burden of constantly managing other people's behavior. It allows us to focus on our own healing, our own growth, and our own well-being. By giving others the freedom to be themselves, we open ourselves to experience a deeper connection to life and to those around us. This is the freedom that love offers, unconditional, expansive, and without limits. Acceptance, however, doesn't mean passivity or resignation. It's important to recognize the difference between acceptance and approval. We may accept someone for who they are, without necessarily approving of their actions. Acceptance is about seeing people as they are, without judgment or the desire to change them. It's about respecting their autonomy and honoring their journey, even if it differs from our own. As we allow others to be as they are, we also create space for our own growth. We stop focusing on fixing others and begin to turn inward, where the real work of healing and transformation happens. This shift is an invitation to step into our own authenticity, free from the fear of judgment or rejection. It is an act of self-love to let go of the need for others to change in order for us to feel whole or at peace. Feel the energy in your body as you consider this. Perhaps there is a gentle warmth, a lightness, as you acknowledge that true freedom comes from within and that we are all free to be who we are, exactly as we are. Letting go of expectations about others is one of the most powerful acts of self-liberation we can practice. When we expect others to behave in a certain way, we create a mental framework that limits their freedom and our own. We place conditions on our love, our acceptance, and our peace, as if they are dependent on how others act. But the truth is, our peace cannot be contingent upon the actions of others. When we can let go of these expectations, we open the door to a deeper sense of connection and harmony. Imagine what it would feel like to release the weight of expectation, to no longer hold others to a standard that they may never meet, or to let go of the frustration that arises when they fall short of what we imagined. This release doesn't mean that we become passive or indifferent. Rather, it allows us to approach life and relationships with an open heart, fully present to what is. When we release expectations, we step into a space of true freedom. we stop demanding from others what we should be airing ourselves, love, compassion, and understanding. This freedom is not about abandoning responsibility. It's about recognizing that we cannot control or change the actions of others, but we can always control our own responses. We can choose to respond with kindness, with patience, with love, and with wisdom. This choice frees us from the emotional weight of expectations, and it allows us to embrace life with greater openness and trust. As you continue to breathe deeply, notice how it feels to release expectations. Perhaps you feel a sense of relief, a softening in your chest. Let this feeling grow as you acknowledge that you are no longer tied to the behavior of others. You are free to live in the present, free to experience life as it comes. When we allow others to be as they are, we also give ourselves permission to set boundaries. Acceptance does not mean allowing others to hurt us or treat us in ways that are harmful. Boundaries are a crucial part of self-care, and they allow us to maintain our peace and well-being. Setting boundaries is not about rejecting others. It is about honoring our own needs and protecting our energy. Boundaries are a loving way to communicate what we need in order to feel safe, respected, and valued. In this process, we must remember that our worth is not dependent on others' actions or opinions. When we allow ourselves to establish healthy boundaries, we send a clear message that we value ourselves enough to protect our energy. This self-respect creates a foundation for deeper, more authentic relationships. Take a moment now to reflect on the boundaries you may need to establish in your own life. What are the areas where you've been allowing others to overstep your limits? Where might you need to gently yet firmly reclaim your space? Trust that setting these boundaries is not an act of rejection but of self-love, and that by doing so you create the conditions for healthier, more loving connections. When we release the need for approval, we take back our power. So often we seek validation from others in an effort to feel worthy or enough. We look for reassurance that we are on the right path, that we are loved, that we are seen. But the truth is, we already possess all of the validation we need within ourselves. The external approval we seek is fleeting and unreliable, and it can never provide the deep, lasting sense of worth that comes from within. Releasing the need for approval means embracing our own inherent worth. It means recognizing that we do not need to earn love or validation. We are already worthy of both. This shift in perspective allows us to step into our power, free from the need to prove ourselves to others. We begin to trust in our own judgment, to listen to our inner voice, and to make decisions that are in alignment with our true selves rather than seeking others' approval. Feel the liberation in this truth. With each breath, let go of any lingering need for external validation. Know that you are enough, just as you are. You have nothing to prove, and you have the right to live authentically without needing anyone's permission or approval. As we grant others the freedom to be themselves, we must also offer that same freedom to ourselves. For so long, we may have carried the weight of expectations placed on us by others, or, more subtly, by ourselves. We may have felt as though we were supposed to meet certain standards, to behave in certain ways, or to present an image of perfection. But the truth is, our authenticity is far more powerful than any mask we could wear. When we stop trying to fit into predefined molds, we step into our true essence, and in that space, we are free to be who we are, just as we are. To allow ourselves to be free is to release the need to prove anything, to show up as someone we are not, or to hide parts of ourselves that we deem unworthy. The freedom we offer ourselves comes from self-acceptance, acceptance of our flaws, our imperfections, and our uniqueness. It is an invitation to embrace our humanity, to be gentle with ourselves in moments of growth, and to honor where we are without judgment or expectation. Take a moment to breathe deeply and feel what it is like to allow yourself to be fully you. Imagine shedding the layers of expectation and stepping into a space where you are free to be vulnerable, real, and whole. This is your true self, and when you allow yourself to be free, you open the door to greater self-love and self-compassion. With each breath, feel the tension ease and allow yourself to rest in the truth of who you are. You are enough, just as you are. When we let go of the need to change others, we also become more attuned to the flow of life itself. Life is not something we control, it is something we experience. As we stop trying to manage the actions of others, we open ourselves to the beauty of what is, without interference. In this space, we can experience the fullness of each moment, allowing life to unfold in its own time and rhythm. This flow is not passive. It is a dynamic, ever-moving current that carries us through both calm and turbulent waters. It is an invitation to trust in the unfolding of life, knowing that we are exactly where we need to be, surrounded by the people and circumstances that are meant to be a part of our journey. When we stop trying to force life into a particular shape, we begin to notice the small, subtle gifts that appear in our lives every day. These gifts may come in the form of unexpected connections, moments of peace, or simple joys that we would have missed if we were too focused on contre-champ, awing everything around us. Feel the flow of life moving through you. With each breath, allow yourself to become more attuned to the natural rhythm of the universe. Trust that life is always supporting you, even in moments of uncertainty. Let go of the need to control outcomes and surrender to the flow of life with grace and trust. As we let go of control and allow others to be as they are, we also discover that we are no longer bound by the past or the future. We live more fully in the present moment, where everything is possible. This presence is the ultimate freedom because it allows us to be fully engaged with life without the distractions of worry, fear, or expectation. We are free to experience life as it is, beautiful, imperfect, and full of possibility. Take a deep breath now and feel the expansive nature of the present moment. Let go of any lingering attachments to the past or anxiety about the future. Allow yourself to be fully present, knowing that this moment, right here and right now, is all that truly exists. It is enough. You are enough. When we allow others to be as they are, we open ourselves to a deeper connection with the world and with those around us. This act of acceptance doesn't only transform the way we relate to others, it also transforms the way we relate to ourselves. We step into a space of freedom, freedom from judgment, freedom from expectations, and most importantly, freedom to simply be. In this space of freedom, we realize that we no longer need to control, change, or fix anything outside of ourselves. We trust that life is unfolding just as it should. We trust that others are exactly where they need to be on their journey, and we trust that we too are on the path that is meant for us. This trust in the flow of life is what brings peace. It is what allows us to live with grace, to let go of the weight of expectations, and to simply enjoy the journey. As you take this truth into your heart, feel how it settles deeply within you. Imagine a wave of peace flowing through your body, softening any tension and grounding you in the present moment. You no longer need to hold on to anything. You no longer need to change anything. Just as you allow others to be who they are, you also give yourself permission to be who you are, exactly as you are. In this moment, embrace the power of freedom. Feel the lightness that comes when you release control, when you let go of the need to change, and when you trust the flow of life. Know that you are always exactly where you are meant to be. Life is supporting you, and you are worthy of all the peace, love, and joy that comes with surrendering to the present. Now take a deep breath and feel the beauty of this moment. Let these words settle into your heart, knowing that you are free to be exactly who you are. You are free to let go of the past and trust in the unfolding future. You are enough, just as you are.